Hey, I'm Mike Eldred from the Fender Custom Shop, and I'm here with one of our master builders, Paul Waller. We're at the Music Zoo, one of the coolest stores around, for sure. One of our showcase dealers. They do such a great job for us, and we're down here to do our very first road show. We always start our road shows out here at the Music Zoo, and because they know how to do it up, and there's lots of great guitars here. Every time I come here, I want to spend money. I always see stuff I want to buy.
Great city too.
I think that's a sign of a good store, as you walk into it and want to buy stuff. So I'm here with Paul Waller. Paul Waller is one of our master builders. Paul, how long have you been with Fender?
I've been working with Fender for 8 years now.
And where did you work before you came to Fender?
I went to Roberto Venn School of Luthery in Arizona. That was a 6-month deal, and then I worked some mom and pop shop setting up guitars.
Yeah.
And then made my way over and got hired with the guitar that I made. That was my resume.
Cool. And then so at the Fender Custom Shop, you came right in as an apprentice, right?
Yeah, they hired me in as an apprentice.
And who'd you apprentice under?
I worked with Steve Stern and Bob Benedetto doing the Benedetto arch tops, and then that's kind of what spawns things like this.
Right.
So worked with them about 2 years, and then I also worked with Fender Masterbuilders, Mark Kendrick, Todd Kraus, and I worked with a lot of the other guys, but predominantly those guys.
The thing that's cool about the apprentice program at Fender is that when you come in as a master builder apprentice, we stick you with a bunch of different guys, and everybody does something different. They always do it different, you know. Everybody will tell you that they do the best fret job. Everybody will tell you that they know how to wire it the best, or whatever it is, you know.
These are the best fret.
And so what we do is you know, because everybody takes really a lot of pride in what they do, and so you learn how to do different, maybe the same job, but like from 4 different aspects of it, and then you kind of take your own ideas and you mesh that in with those other aspects, and you come up with this really kind of, I call it like a you know, builder's bouillabaisse or whatever it is, you know. So you really kind of get a good perspective on how things get built and all that stuff. So that's what the apprentice program's really good at. And then each guy has his own identity there and everything like that. And so now you've built a bunch of really cool guitars, obviously.
Yep.
Now who have you built for? They're like not just regular people, but like some of the more famous people.
I did some basses for Adam Clayton, which spawned a new model for him, and through that project I did a telly for Bono, and recently finished up a guitar for Ronnie from the Killers, Killers drummer, and so I just keep getting more and more projects, and I think I'm doing something for Billy Gibbons here pretty soon.
Yep. And then the thing with Adam Clayton, that kind of, like you talked about, that spawned this whole limited edition signature Sparkle P-Bass that we're doing. There's only 60 of those in the world, and I think you can order that now, and that's a really cool bass. And I know that Adam, and when I talk to Adam, he's just like, he loves all the basses you've made for him. So, and he's using them on the tour that they're doing right now. So that's kind of cool. The guitar that you made for Bono was kind of really cool. It was like a green version of what was the?
I think he calls it an Irish Falcon. It's his own model with the Gretsch line, and I did a thin line telly with a tilt back headstock binding, same color, and I helped him out with getting his pick guard and his signature on the 12th fret.
That's cool. Okay, so this is one of the guitars that you've built. We've gotten a lot. You built, what was it? The orange one was in like 2007. When was it?
Yeah, it was a while ago. I'm trying to remember.
2005? I don't remember.
I think it was 2005.
Yeah. Anyways, we took it to a NAMM show. You weren't a builder. You weren't a master builder at that point.
You were still an apprentice.
You were still an apprentice, and we took it to the NAMM show, and I think we took orders for like 6 of those things, you know. And everybody was like, wait a minute, and the guitar just really kind of blew up basically, and we've been using it now. That orange guitar, the first one we did, we've been using it in some ads, and so we get tons of people saying, where can I get one of those? How can I buy that? You know, on and on. And so at the Music Zoo today, we're doing our first road show here. But Paul brought this thing. We joke around, we call it the white chicken instead of a white falcon, but because it's not a Gretsch. But this is kind of, let's walk through this a little bit and just tell me a little bit about what this is and how you did this.
This is similar to the orange guitar that you see in the ads. It's a hand-carved 1/4-inch top and back, solid maple, and then it's bent sides with kerfing, and it's dressed up like a Gretsch White Falcon. And I call it the white chicken, because it's smaller and it's kind of goofy and fun. But as you can see, I did the Falcon inlays, and obviously it looks like a White Falcon. That's the first thing that you think of when you see it. But everything says Fender on it. I got the Fender logo done in the same font, and then of course the spaghetti logo inlaid on the head cap. And it's about 2 inches thick, and I got TV Jones Powertrons in here, and gold hardware to set it all off.
Now, a couple things, because I know that a lot of the people maybe watching this won't understand what some of these terms are, but kerfing, tell us a little bit what kerfing is, because you're talking about binding and kerfing and stuff, but kerfing's different than binding. So tell them what kerfing is.
Kerfing is serrated wood that it's flexible, allows you to glue it all along the edge, so you can have a base to glue the top and the back, and then cut a channel for binding without losing that glue joint.
So this isn't just a slab piece of wood that you route out, and then glue a top on like you would on a thin line or something like that. This is actually built like an arch top guitar, so it's a lot more labor intensive. So the top, the side, so you have the back and sides, and you have the top that goes on top of the whole thing. And then this is all, if you hold this up, Paul, like this, maybe they can see that this is arched and curved right here, and the whole top of the guitar is arched and curved. Now, how do you do that part? Tell them how you do that.
That's all hand done. I hand bend the sides, and I used a telly fixture to make the perimeter that I bend the sides into, and so that's a telly shape.
And then how do you do the carve and all this stuff?
This I just start whittling with the round bottom plane, and I get kind of the thickness that I want, the bubble.
So this is all carved away, all the way around.
This started out as a 1-inch thick piece of wood, both the top and the back. And you can see all the detail in the horn. And then the neck is the same traditional arch top construction. It has the heel, and that's got a dovetail joint set neck with the fingerboard extension hanging out.
So that's a pretty intense guitar to make, and you really can't be the faint of heart to make something like that. Tilt-back headstock, right? Tell me about that. How do you do that?
This is actually machined out of a pretty thick piece of wood. It's 3 pieces of wood glued up this way, and it's about 2 inches thick. And then I whittle away the shape that I want for the degree of pitch to tilt the strings back, and then leave a heel and some wood to mount it to the body. And so none of this stuff touches a machine, with the exception of the inlay work is done on the CNC to get the precise inlays. But everything else is handmade.
All hand done. All the carving is all hand done. The plane, show me how big the plane is, because they think maybe a plane is like this big.
The round bottom plane literally fits in your palm. It's about that big, and it chews up my hand pretty good doing these. So I don't do a whole lot of them. I've only done a handful of them, but it takes about a day just to do a top or a back. So I got 2 days invested just in doing both the top and the back.
Now, that last thing I wanted to talk to you about this guitar, because this is the part that a lot of people don't get to see or talk about. Let's talk about this tailpiece. How do you make that tailpiece?
This is actually a full-size Bigsby arch-top tailpiece. It's pot aluminum, but it's been cut and then re-welded back together to accommodate the smaller space that I have here. As you can see, it's a pretty tight fit with everything, and all the tail pieces that go on these guitars that I make have to be cut that way because they don't make them. So I make them.
So anyways, that's what it is. It's really kind of a cool guitar, and you'll be talking about this tonight at the Music Zoo and all that stuff, and you know, it's a cool job that you have, but I know that it's also
Love my job.
Yeah, it's also, there's a lot of other stuff too that goes on with the job, and,
Yeah.
and having to deal with 9 other guys too is pretty, is a
Yeah,
trip
there's,
too.
there's never a dull moment in the shop. It's pretty wild.
So that's it. Just hope that you guys come down to the Music Zoo and see some of the stuff that Paul has coming here, and some of the other stuff that we have at the Custom Shop, and hope you guys kind of enjoy this discussion too.